philosophy, they say that everything is Krishna. But you have to be very careful with that. Because if you're not careful, Shastras say, you have this idea that if everything is Krishna, then I can do anything I want. That is also Krishna. That is speculation. Do not be cheated by such philosophy. The philosophy is God is always God, and you cannot become God. You have heard so many times Hindus saying that I am also God. There is no Shastric evidence for that. Find the sutra, find the shloka and give it to us. You will never find it. When you have the sutra called Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi means I am Brahman. Brahman is not Krishna. Krishna is Krishna. It means that you are part and parcel of God. Sarvasya chaham hriddhi sannivisho. That means Krishna is in your heart. When Krishna is in your heart, it doesn't mean you are Krishna. There's a distinction. Imagine the son coming to the father and said, well, you and I are the same. You may have come from me. Yes, the son is coming from the father. But the father is the father. Always father. Right? The original candle lights all other candles. When you look at the original candle and all other candles after you have lit it, it may appear as if you don't know the difference between one candle and the other. But factually speaking, one candle has started all other candles. That is the meaning of Anadir Adir Govinda. So when we learn Shastras and we learn philosophy, we should be very clear about what we are trying to achieve. The danger of trying to say that you are God is that there is always the danger of Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta and Shribir. We start thinking that we are very powerful, when in front of God we are always subordinate. We must always remember. No matter how old you become or how great you are, you will always be a son or daughter to your parent. And in front of a parent, you can never exercise your pride, because parent will always be superior to you. This is the same example given in Shastras of the Lord. Whoever we may be, we will always be subordinate in our position to Lord. And that is why bhakti is defined as devotional service, not devotion. Devotion is a sentiment. But when you act on devotion, then devotional service becomes an action. So for us to translate devotion into action, that act of service can only come when we realize that we are always servant of the servant of the servant. That is the mood of devotional service. In that mood, let us sing Krishna's names. And we invite everyone. I always like coming to Prabhu and Mataji's place because they are such nice devotees. And look at their altar. We have the beautiful Lord of the universe, Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. So wonderful, And most importantly, we have today the beautiful deity of Yashoda and Damodar. And the expressions are so divine. And it's one thing to have deities in the house, but it's another thing to worship them. When you worship deities are really there. But when we just have them as statues in the house, and then when you have a house program, you pull out a statue and put flowers around it, that is not deity. That is not deity. Winston Churchill in Trafalgar Square remains a statue because nobody is worshipping, and he's a man. But when you worship Jagannath, then this is not an idol. This is not mythology. This is non-different from Krishna. That is the signs of deity worship. So let's chant Krishna's names very enthusiastically. Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Can't hear everyone. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jagannath. Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Radha Raman Ji. Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Vrindavan Khan. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Yashoda Damodar ji ki, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Hari Bol. Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala, Radhe 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 Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala, Radhe 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 Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala, Radhe 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 Govinda. Jai Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Swami Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jagannath, Swami Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Swami Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yajna Ki Haribol. When you have Venkat Prabhu, Sandeep Prabhu, then you know Kirtan will be very ecstatic because they will just dance at the back. And that's what the Lord is very pleased by. Krishna becomes very pleased when devotees forget everything and they just dance for the Lord. This auspicious Kartik month is concentrated on the pastime of Mother Yashoda binding Krishna not with the ropes but with the rope of bhakti. On the morning of Diwali, this pastime actually happens. And in the morning, Mother Yashoda wakes up very early, she changes, and she's ready for Diwali. But she's bent on doing one very important service for Krishna. Krishna is her beloved. He is known in Bhagavatam as Tapta Jivanam. Tapta Jivanam means the gopis say to Krishna, Tava Katha Amritam, Tapta Jivanam, Kavi Birititam, Kalmasapaham, Shravana Mangalam, Shrimadatatam, Bhuvi Granantiye, Bhuride Janaha. In the Gopi Gita, the gopis say and pray to Krishna. And gopis means also Yashoda. Yashoda Maya was an older gopi. Then there were younger gopis. And then there were very, very young gopis. So the gopis say, Krishna, just hearing about your pastimes is Amrit. This katha about Krishna is Amrit. We will sit down for a few minutes now and we will hear Krishna's pastimes. But it is so relishable. No one feels tired, no one feels hungry, no one feels bothered. Why? Because Krishna's pastime is Amrit. My pastime, your pastime is not Amrit. In a social occasion, if two of us meet and we say, Prabhu, this is what I did yesterday and I did this today and I went there and I went here. After a while, we'll be thinking, okay, how to get out of this? And we'll go to someone else. Because that katha is not Amrit. It's Amrit to those who are speaking because they are very immersed in themselves. But it is not Amrit to others. The real test of Amrit is how others taste it, right? Because for us, everything is Amrit when it relates to ourselves. So Krishna's katha is katha Amrita. Tava katha Amritam, Tapta Jivanam. Tapta Jivanam means this katha, which is Amrit, is the basis of our very lives. We will lose our lives, the gopis say, the day we stop hearing about Krishna katha. So Mother Yashoda was like that. Every day she was just thinking and remembering Krishna, even though he was in front of her. Actually, Mother Yashoda would live in separation from Krishna. He was in the house, but in the morning after dressing Krishna and getting him ready, Krishna would be, after his breakfast, after his food, Krishna would go with the gopas to take care of the calves. Up to a certain age, he was only allowed to take care of calves. After that, he was allowed to take care of the cows. So he would spend a whole day out, and then he would bring the cows back. And so Mother Yashoda, for the whole day, she would not be with Krishna actually. Just like parents, you send your children to school in the morning, you don't see them, right? Sometimes it's a relief. But it was not relief for Yashoda. Sometimes mothers, okay, close the door, that's it, husband is gone, everybody is gone, now I can just sit down. But Mother Yashoda was not feeling that way. Every time Krishna left, it was like separation for her. And for the whole day, she would be absorbed in remembering Krishna. Krishna stayed in Vrindavan only till the age of how old? How old was Krishna when he left Vrindavan? Anyone? He was 11, 10, 11, going on 11. He only spent 10 to 11 years in Vrindavan. After that, he never came back to Vrindavan. So the gopis and the gopas and all the residents of Vrindavan, after that, they lived in complete separation from Krishna. But that separation intensified their remembrance of Krishna. This is very important. So Mother Yashoda woke up on the morning of Diwali, and she did the first thing that everybody else was doing. She got ready, she dressed up in beautiful, see the sari, it's golden yellow sari. This is very accurate. When you read Bhagavatam, the description of Mother Yashoda and the color scheme here that you see is entirely accurate. Bhagavatam is such an accurate scripture that it can tell you right down to the color that Mother Yashoda wore on Diwali day. That's what it can do. And it can describe to you God in the form of Krishna so eloquently and so descriptively and so accurately, because it is a personal relationship we have with Krishna. So Mother Yashoda woke up and she decided there were so many maidservants, but she thought, why should I turn to the maidservants to help me? If I'm doing something for Krishna, I should do it myself. That's very important. If we want to develop some love for Krishna, we cannot outsource our bhakti. We can't say, okay, you do the cooking, you do this, you do that, and then I stand in front of Krishna. That's not the way we do bhakti. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to be in the trenches. You have to do something for Krishna. Like today, Prabhu and Mataji, they worked very hard to get the program together. They didn't call other people to do anything. They did it themselves. And we are the beneficiaries. So this is very important. Bhakti cannot be outsourced. Bhakti must be done personally. We have a personal relationship with Krishna. And therefore, that personal relationship with Krishna is complete when we actually do service. We render service to him. So Mother Yashoda decided, this is what I'll do. I will take this butter pot and I will churn it and make it beautiful, fine quality butter. Why? Not because she liked butter, but because Krishna liked butter. It's very important in devotional life that we understand what Krishna likes and we do it for him. Sometimes what happens is we assume that Krishna will like something and we do it because actually we like it. Sometimes we cook preparations and we want to offer it to Krishna as prasad. But the truth is we are making it because we want to eat it. And we say, Krishna, what to do? This is what I like, now I have to offer it to you. That's not devotion. That means you are devoted to yourself, but you're not devoted to Krishna. It's a small thing, but it makes a big difference. So Mother Yashoda decided, let me churn butter because Krishna likes butter. Not because I like butter, because he likes butter. And Mother Yashoda wanted to churn butter for Krishna also because Krishna was a butter thief. And she was getting worried because every day he was not eating butter from the house. He was always eating butter from the neighbor's house. And after a while, Mother Yashoda became bewildered. I have the best butter in town. I have the best cows. I have the best grass that feeds the cows and produces the butter and the milk. So why isn't Krishna eating in my house? But Mother Yashoda could not understand that in the hearts of every gopi in every house, there was a desire deep in the heart of everyone that they all wanted to feed Krishna. Every day, every gopi would feed their sons and their daughters and their husbands. But paramount to all that was, can I feed Krishna? And so Krishna, by his stealing pastime, actually fulfilled that desire of every devotee. And so when he stole, the gopis would pretend to be very agitated and angry. And they would bring Krishna right to Mother Yashoda. And Krishna would be caught red-handed. He would have butter on the hands, he would have butter on his mouth. And they would say, we caught him in our house and this house and that house, and now you must do something about this boy. He's a thief. And Mother Yashoda would turn to Krishna and say, Krishna, what have you got to say to yourself? Did you steal butter? And Krishna will look at her and say, I did not even steal any butter. And he had butter all over him. But he would still say, I didn't steal butter. Now, when the gopis saw this, they could not get angry with Krishna, because it's very hard to get angry with the object of your love. Even in material world, when children are at a certain age and they're mischievous, outwardly we have to show we are strict with them. But inwardly we have our own private conversations. They say, oh, he was just adorable, she was adorable, but we can't show them that, isn't it? So that's how Mother Yashoda was feeling. She was feeling that. So Mother Yashoda decided, let me churn butter and make butter for Krishna on Diwali, so he's not going to go to other people's houses. Actually, Shastras also tell us, there is no need for Krishna to steal butter, because everything belongs to Krishna. There is not a single thing in this world that is not Krishna's property. Everything that we claim to be our property is not our property. It is borrowed time actually that we have with the property. Because if it really was our property, when we die, that will come with us. But Bhagavatam and Shastras tell us even our sharir cannot come with us. The sharir is either burned, disposed or buried. It can't even come with the soul at the point of death. So what to speak of all these paraphernalia? So actually there's no need for Krishna to steal anything. So in Vrindavan Dham, Krishna is not stealing. Krishna is just stealing the hearts of the devotees. Through these actions, he's stealing their hearts. And that he has a right to. So he's the thief of our hearts, not the thief of butter. That is an external manifestation of his mercy. So Mother Yashoda was churning and churning. And this is the second point. First is bhakti should never be outsourced. Second is bhakti always has the ingredient of labor. There must be effort. It is known in Bhagavatam as granatascha swachestitam. When we put in our own endeavor, and that endeavor, to the extent we are sincere in our endeavor for Krishna, to that extent Krishna will reciprocate. You all know the famous Bhagavad Gita verse, Yeyata mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajami aham. To the extent that we surrender to Krishna, to that extent he will reciprocate with us. We cannot sit back and say Krishna is in my heart and don't do anything for him and then expect him to appear miraculously in front of us. No, that's not Krishna. Krishna is not our order supplier. And neither are we to have a transactional relationship with Krishna, like we do in the material world with so many people. You have heard of fair weather friends, isn't it? Friends who only call you once or twice a year because they want something from you. After that, finished. We cannot be like that with Krishna. So Mother Yashoda was churning. There was labor involved in churning. She didn't go to NTUC to buy butter. She churned and she made butter. And if you have seen your family members or your parents or grandparents churning in the villages, it's hard work. I've seen people churning butter till today in Dwarka. And I tell you, it's hard work. It's really hard work. You don't have to go to gym. It's all automatic, right? It's natural exercise. The ladies never put on weight because they were just churning and churning all the time. But Mother Yashoda was not churning butter as a material activity. She spiritualized her activity because she was remembering Krishna while she was performing the activity. In 8.7 of Bhagavad Gita, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha. Krishna declares in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna that you fight on the battlefield because this is your dharma. So Mother Yashoda's dharma was to churn butter like a mother for Krishna. But at the same time, Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha. As you are engaged in your dharma, you remember me at the same time. Smaran, you remember me at the same time. It is not an impossible task actually. We are multitasking all the time in the material world. And yet we say that no. After I retire, I'll sit down and then I'll remember Krishna. That day will never come. That day will never come. You know, there's a story my Guru Maharaj used to say. There, one time in Dwarka, Narada Muni, he came up to Krishna and said, Krishna, there are so many sincere devotees. Is there any particular devotee today I can visit and give him good news that he is ready to come back to you? And Krishna said, there's one really nice devotee. His name is Nandulal. No, it's not Nandulal, it's Chandulal. So Chandulal is a very nice devotee. You go and see him, Krishna said. And you tell him that I'm giving him benediction today. That if he comes with you today, he will come back home, back to Godhead. So Narada thought this is the best news because Chandulal is a devotee. So he knocked on the door and Chandulal opened the door. And Narada said, Chandulal, I have good news for you. All this time you are claiming to be devotee. Today Krishna himself has sent me to bring you back to Vaikuntha Loka, back to Dwarkadam, back to the spiritual world. So you are liberated and you will be serving the Lord. This is what you want. This is the aim of life. Chandulal became very happy. He said, I'm very, very happy with you. So nice to see you, Narada. It is a great joy to see you. But I have one problem. I just got married. And wife is very young. Now, if I leave her, Narada, what will the world think? The world will think that Krishna is very irresponsible. He's taking me when the wife is very young. So Narada said, then what to do? So you give me about 5 years, 6 years. When I stabilize the marriage, there's some children, she will get fed up with me. Then she'll be very attached to the children. I will leave. I'm ready to leave anytime, even now. But I have my duty. So Narada said, all right, I'll come back. 5 years later, Narada comes knocking on the door. And Chandulal is there. And Chandulal says, I'm very happy to see you, Narada. And just now I was thinking of you and you've appeared. Narada said, enough of talking. Krishna is still ready with the offer. You come back with me. And Chandulal says, see, there's another problem. The problem now is the children are growing up. And I cannot just leave her like that because it's not easy to take care of children. She'll be thinking what kind of a husband I am. And she'll blame it on Krishna. So let the children grow up and settle down in married life. Then I'm ready. So how many more years? Maybe 10 years and we're done. All right, I'll come back in 10 years. 10 years later, he comes back knocking on the door. Chandulal, are you ready? Krishna is waiting. I am ready. I'm perfectly ready. I just have a little bit more to do. What is that you have to do? You see, now I have a daughter-in-law in the house. And Narada, I'm telling you, in one kitchen, you put daughter-in-law and mother-in-law, it's very difficult. Every day we are having Mahabharata war here. If I'm not there, the situation is very, very precarious. So Narada said, now what are you going to do? So let me sort them out for a while. When the grandchildren come, everybody will be happy. They'll forget their differences. Then I'm ready. Actually, I've been ready all these years. But what to do? I have to take care of all this. So Narada said, all right, one more time I'll come. So 5 years later, he comes. And now he sees children running around. The daughter-in-law and mother-in-law are talking very nicely with each other. Chandulal is sitting down, relaxing. Chandulal sees Narada from far. And he starts running away from him. He starts running up the staircase. But in his hurry to run, he accidentally trips and falls down the staircase and breaks his neck. And Chandulal dies there. So Narada goes back to Dwaraka and says, I have to report to you, Krishna, a tragedy. This Chandulal, 40 years I'm waiting for this man. 40 years I came back to him. And today he just died. So his chance is gone. Krishna said, I'm still merciful. This Chandulal was so attached to paraphernalia around him, but at the same time always pretending to be a devotee. But now I'm still willing to give him one more chance if he can repent. So Narada said, where is he now? He's dead. Where is he? Then Krishna said, don't worry. Because he was so attached to the house, he's taken birth as a dog. And as a dog, he's sitting outside the same house. And he's guarding it. You go and talk to him. I will give him the power of recollection. And you tell him, even now Krishna is ready to bring you back. Now he has no more excuse. Because whole family is finished. He's a dog now. He will come. So Narada said, all right, Krishna, I will go. So Narada went to the house. And to his surprise, the door was open. Windows are open. He was thinking, where's Chandulal? Then below the tree, watching the house, was a dog. And Narada went to see Chandulal and said, hey, Chandulal, I know you're a dog, but can you hear me? Chandulal was very sad. My dear Narada, I wasted whole life. You came so many times and gave me so many opportunities, but I never took it. I gave you so many excuses. I got this obligation, that obligation. But the truth is, the obligations never end. There's never a good time for us to do this. Now I'm really regretting it, Narada. Narada said, I've got good news for you. Krishna says, even as a dog in this sharir, you can come back to him. So come, let's go. Let's go. And Chandulal said, can you give me a few more minutes? Why? Why now, Chandulal? You have nothing else to do. He said, look at the house. I used to stay in this house. The doors are all open. Nobody is there. All my property, my bank balance, everything is inside. And these irresponsible people have gone out somewhere. Let me guard the place for a while. Make sure they are taking care of my things. And then I will come back. And then Narada realized that Chandulal will never come back. In a way, if we are not careful, we are all Chandulals. Because we'll always find a reason not to do service for Krishna. And that is the biggest challenge in this material world. Mother Yashoda did not have that challenge because she prioritized Krishna. And that's why Smaran is so important. When you do an activity and we claim it to be devotional service, but Smarana is not there, because there's no hearing about Krishna, there's no feeling about Krishna, therefore there's no willing to do anything for Krishna. then Krishna is merely something that is there. He becomes a ritual. We have to do an auspicious thing on an auspicious day. Krishna is auspicious, so we'll do it. Hopefully we'll get some punya. But punya is not bhakti, and bhakti is not punya. Please remember that. Punya will come and go like prayaschitta. Like an elephant who takes a bath, comes out, sprays himself with sand. That is elephant bath. And that is prayaschitta. But bhakti is not like that. Mother Yashoda endeavored so hard for Krishna. She remembered him while she was churning, and she was very peaceful. She may have been in separation from Krishna there, but she was always remembering him. This is what we should do. And so Krishna came out. He was sleeping. But when he realized that Mother Yashoda was so devotedly churning butter for him, he came out and he stopped her from churning, and he indicated to her that he wanted to be fed milk. So Mother Yashoda stopped everything, put him on the lap, and immediately fed him with milk. Mother Yashoda became so happy, and Krishna became happy. But at the same time, Mother Yashoda in the kitchen had put milk on a stove, and it was meant for Krishna. Now the milk was threatening to boil over. So Mother Yashoda thought, what should I do? I save the milk and put Krishna down. He's not fully fed. He'll be angry. Or do I put him down and save the milk? The consideration was that the milk was meant for Krishna. So let me save the milk for Krishna. She goes into the kitchen and Krishna becomes very upset, like a little boy. He's playing the perfect part of a child. So he says, I'm going to punish my mother for putting me down, and I'm still hungry. So he takes a stick and he breaks the pot that she was very laboriously churning. And the butter started coming out. Now Krishna's a thief. He knows he's done something wrong, but he can't help it. There's butter. So better to take before you leave from the scene of crime, at least you take the loot. So he took the butter, he ate it, then he ran. Mother Yashoda comes out and Krishna is not there. But Mother Yashoda is smiling to herself. This boy is very intelligent. He knows if he sticks around, he's going to get into trouble. But I have to find him today. And she takes a stick. She says, let me take the stick as a deterrent. Because when he sees the stick, maybe he will change. At this rate, if Krishna continues all his mischief, he'll grow up to be a delinquent. And I can't allow that. So Mother Yashoda decided, let me run after Krishna. So she followed Krishna's footprints, which were smeared in butter, easy to follow. We have some traditions, especially in Gujarat, for example, in Saurashtra area, especially from Vallabh Sampradaya. On the day of Diwali, they actually emulate Krishna's footprints, right? Balagopal coming into the house. That is the origin of that is the pastime of Krishna running away. And so Mother Yashoda follows the footprints into the storehouse where lots of pots of butter are stored. And to her surprise, Krishna is not hiding somewhere. He's again engaged in mischief. He's breaking the pots of butter by standing on the mortar. Tiptoeing, he's able to reach. And he's breaking it and he's feeding his friends, the monkeys from Vrindavan. Krishna and the monkeys are very, very close. They are very mischievous and therefore they're very close. And Mother Yashoda was looking at the scene and she was smiling because Krishna was distributing butter like a great emperor. He was actually stolen property, but he was distributing it. And the monkeys were very happy. They were eating, they were feeding him, and there was such a jolly occasion. But Mother Yashoda could not understand that these monkeys were the Vanaras in Ram Leela. They served Lord Ram so nicely that at the end of Lord Ram's pastime, he gave them the benediction of anything you want, I will give it to you. But they only asked one thing, that if you come back again in this world, let us come back to serve you. And so Lord Ram never forgot the promise and the benediction that he gave them. And so in Krishna Leela, those monkeys who were the Vanaras, they came back as monkeys. But this time they were even closer to Krishna. At that time they served him with awe and reverence. In this time they were like contemporaries. And so Mother Yashoda could not understand that this pastime had a symbolism of its own. It had its own deep significance. What is the significance of that pastime? The Lord never forgets to fulfill the desire of his pure devotees. Krishna doesn't fulfill the desire of the materialist. The materialist desire is fulfilled by the law of karma. But Krishna fulfills the desire of a devotee because the devotee doesn't have a material desire. His desire is only to serve Krishna. And therefore, Krishna always fulfills the desire of a devotee. So therefore, these Vanaras were so fortunate that not only could they serve Krishna by feeding him butter, But this time Krishna himself served them by feeding them butter also. Until they saw Mother Yashoda with a stick. Then they all ran, leaving only Krishna. When Krishna turned and saw his mother, he decided time to run. He jumped off from the motor. Instead of running to its mother, which is the normal case, because mother had stick, better to run away from mother. And he ran. And Mother Yashoda started chasing because she thought he's a small boy, I'll just catch him. But nobody can catch Krishna. You know, there's a famous story of the demon Kalayavana. He tried to catch Krishna. When Jarasan was attacking Krishna in Mathura, in the 15th or the 16th time, Kalayavana came from the south and he attacked. So Krishna told Balram, you handle Jarasan and the army, I will handle this demon. Krishna came out to the battlefield, but he came on a chariot and got off the chariot. He dropped all his weapons and started walking towards Kalayavana. Kalayavana thought, oh, Krishna wants to wrestle, armed combat. I'll drop everything too. But instead of stopping to fight him, Krishna started walking away from him. This is famously known in Gujarat as the Rancho Rai pastime. Krishna is known as Rancho Rai. It's the walking pastime. And then what happened was, Kalyavana thought he's a coward. And he started running after him like Mother Yashoda was running after him. But Krishna was being run after by this demon out of envy. Mother Yashoda ran after Krishna with love. And that is why after running and running and running, when she could not catch him, she surrendered to him. And she said, Krishna, please stop. I have to catch you. And Krishna, who could not be caught by anyone, because Kalyavana could not catch Krishna. In the end, Kalyavana was destroyed, not liberated. He was destroyed. In the same way, Mother Yashoda was completely different. Because of love and devotion, Krishna agreed to be caught by Mother Yashoda. Except that he was very scared. Later, when you come and offer your lambs, look at Krishna's face. His expression is not smiling and blessing you. He's afraid of his mother because of the stick. So what Mother Yashoda decides to do? Let me put down the stick. If you come closer and if the garland's not hiding it, next to Mother Yashoda at the far end, at the bottom of the floor, is the stick. The stick is there. She puts the stick down. And now she tells Krishna, who is at the moment fearing her, which is an amazing thing, because the demons are fearful of Krishna. Even the wind, the elements of nature are fearful of Krishna. It is stated in Shastras that the sun shines because of fear of the Lord. The wind blows because of fear of the Lord. Yamaraj, the superintendent of death, is fearful of Krishna. Fear personified is fearful of Krishna. But Krishna was fearful of an ordinary mother because she was not ordinary. She was extraordinary as a devotee. And so Krishna became fearful. He became subordinate to his mother. This is the great quality of Krishna that is only exclusively for his great devotees. The mood of becoming subordinate. Krishna is superior to everything, but he becomes subordinate to his devotee. Amazing. He's independent, he's Swarat, but he becomes dependent on his devotee. And so Mother Yashoda saw him crying. All the what do you call that? Mascara, the kajal that he had on his eye, it was all flowing because of his crying. He was shaking in fear. And Mother Yashoda thought, okay, this is too much now. I'm going to put the stick down. But Krishna, you are too restless. I have to tie you. Stay still and I'll tie you to the motor. So she got some ropes. She brought it around Krishna. But it was impossible to tie Krishna because it was 2 fingers short. Every time she brought the rope around him. Krishna's belly was in front of her. It wasn't big, but there was not enough rope. She went to a neighbor's house to get rope. And even then she could not tie Krishna. And for the 3rd time that day, Mother Yashoda was surrendered to Krishna. She surrendered in the morning by churning for him. She surrendered later in the morning by running after him. Now she surrenders to him in trying to tie him. And she says, Krishna, I can't tie you. Can you just allow yourself to be tied? And Krishna, when he saw his mother's love for him, he agreed to be bound. The Lord, who cannot be bound by ropes, was bound by his mother's love. That is what binds Krishna. The rope in this pastime is not an ordinary rope. The rope of this pastime is the rope of unmotivated devotional service. Ahaituki apratihata. When our devotional service is not motivated by material leanings and considerations, that unmotivated bhakti will attract Krishna. And that unmotivated bhakti will lead to ahaituki apratihata. Apratihata means it is uninterrupted. which means no matter what happens, you will find that in any condition, Krishna will give you the facility to do your devotional service. He will do it. He will do it. You know, there's a famous verse in Bhagavad Gita, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaha paryupasate tesham nitya abhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahami. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Ananyas means undeviated. Ananya Bhakti means undeviated. Tasmat ekena manasa, it means one-pointed. Those who are one-pointed in their bhakti without material considerations, not distracted, to them, Krishna, because he is very, very dear to them and they are dear to him, he preserves what they lack and he gives them he preserves what they have and he gives them what they lack. This is the greatness of Krishna. There's one story of Birbal and Akbar. You know, Birbal was a great devotee of Lord Ram. And no matter what happens, when it was time for him to chant Lord Ram's name, he would chant it, no matter what happened. So one time, Birbal and Akbar were traveling incognito in the kingdom. They were in disguise. They entered a forest, and it was a big forest. And it was time for them to eat because they were getting hungry. But it was also 7 p.m. And that was actually the time for Birbal to sit down and do Ram Nam. So he said, my dear king, if you want to go and get your food, you get it. But I'm not going to disturb my bhakti. It's time for bhakti, it is time for bhakti. And Birbal and Akbar said, you must be practical. You have to eat. That means you have to go and find the food. He said, I have full faith in Lord Ram. Let me do what I have to do for him. He will take care of me. Yogakshemam vahami aham. So Birbal sat down and Akbar said, fine, if you don't want to eat, I'll go and get my own food. With great difficulty, he located a remote village. With great difficulty, he convinced them he was actually Akbar in disguise. And then he managed to eat. After eating, as he was leaving, he thought, what a foolish man this Birbal is, sitting down there in the forest chanting the Lord's name. Is the food going to drop from the sky? No. Better I do one thing. I'll pack something for him and I'll bring it for him. So Birbal is sitting down finishing Ram Nam when Akbar comes and says, you see, I'm so kind to you that if not for me, you won't get the food. And Birbal says something that completely astounds Akbar. He says, this is the power of chanting. I'm sitting down and concentrating on Lord Ram, and Lord Ram arranges that food should be brought to me. This is the greatness of having faith in the Lord. So Mother Yashoda bound Krishna with her love. The Vanaras bound Krishna with their love. And we also should try to bind Krishna with our love. We may not be in the position of the great devotees like Yashoda Maya, but if we try to serve them, and they are pleased with us, then they will recommend us to Krishna. Srimati Radharani is the greatest devotee and gopi. Her name is derived from the word Aradhana. Aradhana means intense devotional service. You will not see the name Radha in Bhagavatam, but you will see the name Aradhana. Aradhana means Radharani. So therefore we should pray on this very important day. We should pray at the lotus feet of Yashoda Maya, that somehow or another, let us please Krishna without service. Let us please Krishna without devotion. And in that way, we can somehow or another get into the realm of really practicing devotional service. If you want to know whether bhakti that you are doing is without material consideration, there is only one test. The test is your bhakti interrupted? If it is interrupted, go back to your motive. Examine your motive. It's a very easy test to perform. If what day or night, rain or shine, your bhakti can continue and you're increasing it, that means your bhakti has no material consideration. Jai Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande. And on this basis now, let us chant the beautiful Damodar Ashtakam. This Damodar Ashtakam is chanted every year during Kartik month. And in this month we chant it because we want to remember this pastime. I hope, Prabhu, Mataji, do they have it? You can always look it up in your mobile actually. Just, you just have to type in Damodar Ashtakam and you'll be ready to sing it. Are the lamps ready, Prabhu? Okay. If the lamps are ready, then we should take them out and we should get ready. Let's start, because then we will have devotees. We can line you up in 2 rows, the ladies on one side and the men on the other side. Anupama Mataji, you have Achuman also? Yes. Okay. So they will give you achaman, and then after achaman, don't drink the water. Water is meant for purification, and then you light the lamp. For the rest of you, let us sing. Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasakundalam Gokule Brajamahanam Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasakundalam Gokule Brajamahanam Yashoda Tato Drutya Gopya Rudantam Muhurnetra Yukmam Vijantam Paramboja Yukme Nasatam Kanetram Kanta Sita Graivam Damodaram Bhakti Badam Iti Dritsvalila Virananda Kunde Swagosham Nimajantam Makyapayantam Haribo Jai Damodar Ji ki Tadiyeshitanyeshu Bhaktai Jitatham Puna Prematastam Sata Vritti Vande Shavadimba Nachanyam Vrineham Varishadapiha Idam Teva Purnata Gopala Balam Sada Me Manasya Virastam Kimanye Jai Bala Gopal ki Idam te mukhambojam atyanta nilai Vritam kuntale snigdha rataischa gopya Muhuschumbitam bimbharatadharam me Manasya virastam alam lakshalabhe Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida वृष्टि वृष्याति दिनं बतानु ग्रहानेशमामग्न्यम् एदाक्षी दृशया जय वृंदावन धाम की कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धः मुचैर्वयाद्वा त्वयामोचितौ भक्ति भजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकं मे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेस्ति दामोदरे जय प्रेम भक्ति की नमस्तेस्तु धाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायात विश्वस्य नाम्ने वृंदावन धाम की नमो राधिकायाय त्वदीया प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् श्रीमती राधा रानी की नमो राधिकायाय त्वदीया प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् दामोदर जी की हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara. Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham. Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की, यशोदा दामोदर जी की, कार्तिक मास की, वृंदावन भूमि धाम की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। Jai Shri Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much, Prabhus and Matajis, for joining us for this program. So nice